The LA Dodgers are the best team in baseball, but there may be some problems over there. Welcome in, folks, to Bad for Baseball, the baddest baseball podcast on the internet, presented to you by Betway. I'm your host, Nicholas Playlog, joined alongside by Adam Peddle. LA, they are who we thought they were, but there is some issues over there. Specifically, the injury bug is just tearing up that entire roster right now, especially the pitching staff. Are they going to be able to weather the storm? We're going to break into who is injured right now, what their upcoming schedule looks like, and just overall our thoughts on this team. First things first, though, man, let's go to that injured list. It is freak. It looks like a casualties of war type thing.
It looks like its own roster separately. Is what it looks like.
This is like an all-star team right here.
Literally. This is someone's entire pitching staff. And yeah, if you took every single one of these pitchers and put it on any team, they're going to the World Series any given year. This is who they got injured right now, just on that pitching staff. You've got, of course, Shohei Ohtani, and not technically on the IL, but you're not going to be seeing him on the mound anytime soon, which is also a whole conversation that we've just kind of forgotten about as baseball fans.
You know what's why I don't want to get too far off topic here, but you know what's fucking nuts is that this guy's too injured to pitch,
right?
But is still winning MVPs and like has an OPS over 1. It's like there's literally we know something's wrong with your body. Like you can't do that movement, and yet you're still tearing it up in
like
the box.
Your elbow, like
it's just like that to me is so crazy that it's like you can't do that, but you're gonna win MVP this year.
It's crazy. I don't understand the human body and how that could work. But Shohei Ohtani, he's not on the mound, and hopefully he gets on the mound soon, maybe next year. Who fucking knows if you're gonna pay $700 million? Then you got Blake Snell. He hit the IL pretty early in the season. Tyler Glasnow, like those are two big guys right there. Clayton Kershaw, not the guy he used to be, but still an arm in that rotation. Gavin Stone, you were hoping for him to come up and be that depth rotation piece. He's on the IL. Emmett Sheehan, this is now getting to the bullpen. River Ryan, the depth piece. Blake Trinan, he's an elite guy in that bullpen.
Yeah,
he's on the
really,
IL.
really good.
Michael Kopech's elite. Evan Phillips. Gatterall, one of the reliable guys in that bullpen. Kyle Hurt, that's irony right there in that name. Michael Grove, depth piece gone. And Edgardo Henriquez. That's like 12, 13, 14 guys right there gone.
It's an entire it literally is a whole pitching staff.
Yeah,
right? You could make up a really strong rotation and then also have a bullpen and like be able to weather an entire 162 games as an MLB team with that collection of individuals, assuming of course they are healthy. Now on top of all of that, they did just also get hit with another thing which really sucks for the LA Dodgers. Teoscar Hernandez, 10-day IL. He just hit it. You do not want to see it because the guy is 32 years old right now. And, of course, that's not like a career-ending type thing. But, like, whenever you're 30, whenever I see somebody get injured who's over 30, I'm like, that could linger. Like, that could definitely be there for a while. Teoscar Hernandez was off to a fucking absurd start to his season. I believe he was leading the league in RBIs prior to getting injured with 34 in 33 games. That's crazy, dude. And, of course, I mean, like, to lose a 933 OPS guy, that's a tough blow.
I mean, with Teoscar Hernandez, where he's positioned in that lineup, you have the best guys in front of him. And then when you pair that with his .315 batting average, like he's obviously going to be driving in a lot of runs.
And
so
600 slug. The powers, the extra base
9
hits
homers.
are there. Yeah.
9 homers. This guy is phenomenal. What a great signing that they brought him back there in LA. But it's unfortunate. He is going to be out apparently for a while, according to Dave Roberts. So that's not good. So let's stick with that. Let's stick with the offense side of things right now, because the whole conversation here is going to be they've got a lot of these injuries, but are they going to be sustaining this good run that they're still on? Because they still have a good record right now of 25-12 on top of the AL West. Can they keep that up with all these injuries? I will say this right now. On the offensive side of things, even though you lost the RBI leader, the guy who's been one of the hottest hitters in your lineup, you should still be okay because you're the LA Dodgers. You've got Ohtani, who's right now up there. I think he is still the favorite in MVP.
He should be, because right now we were looking just prior. The guy's got 10 homers, 10 stolen bases, and an OPS over 1. Whenever you're doing that in 35 games played, you're the favorite.
Pretty good. And then you got Freddie Freeman, who in about 10 less games, 26 games on the season, he's got an average of 362 with an OPS of 1.1. So this guy no one's talking about because of less playing time. And then supportive cast members like Tommy Edman, Will Smith kind of coming up and showing up in a big way. James Outman showing up a little bit. I mean, he's only got like 5 at-bats right there. Never mind. But, you got other guys supporting the cast. So for them, the offense is going to be good enough, in my opinion, to last until whenever Teoscar Hernandez gets back.
I mean, I look at this lineup through and through, and Teo is certainly a blow, but you have other pieces in there that are going to be just fine and should be able to score a lot of runs for you. Really what it boils down to is, are you going to be able to handle this pitching staff throughout this, the whole season? And for me, it's like right now, they're still good. You look at the names here, and you still got Yamamoto, and Hiroki is actually doing pretty good for himself right now. He's got a 3.86 ERA. I mean, that's phenomenal for a guy who's just coming into MLB. Dustin May, Tony Gonsolin, these are still good players.
Right.
I just worry about some of the overworking that you might see, from that bullpen, maybe from these guys as well. I'm not as familiar with Landon Knack and what he can do. I mean, the guy's off to a fine start right now. But, are you going to be able to rely on that for the entirety of the time when you have, Snell and Glasnow out and everything like that? Point being is that this was a team that had so much depth 3 weeks ago. It's so much depth. Nowhere. We could run a 7-man rotation for all we fucking care. But now they're in a position where all of that depth is gone, and I do wonder if it's going to start to gnaw on them as the season goes on.
Well, like you just said, they do have the depth, so that's their one benefit right now is, when you have an entire pitching staff that is injured. Thankfully, the LA Dodgers got another entire pitching staff ready to go that is somewhat big league ready. And, you bring up a good point about the wear and tear on this bullpen, because that's going to be the big thing. How many innings are you going to really get from Landon Knack, any given night? Tony Gonsolin, Dustin May, good comeback story right there. You got that bullpen. Obviously, you got some veterans in here like Tanner Scott, Kirby Yates, Alex Viesa, Anthony Bonda, but then you start to dip into maybe some unknown territory down here in the bottom part of that bullpen. They still got some decent ERAs, absolutely, but now you got the Louis Garcia. How many innings is he going to have to throw? A long relief man, Matt Sauer. What is he going to need to do for this bullpen? And a lot of these guys too, they're young rookies as well. So can they step up to the plate until these other guys get back? They've got some time. It's probably going to be about a month for a lot of these bullpen guys, and especially the starting rotation. So if they can weather the storm, which with that great offense, they should be fine. And then once they get back on track, go make some trades at the deadline. It's the LA Dodgers. They're going to be just fine, in my opinion.
Well, again, ultimately, I think that they're going to be more than just fine. I think that they're probably still going to be leading their division by the time, all of these pieces come back. I just hope for their sake that, this doesn't snowball into something else where it's well, now this guy's getting overworked, so now he's getting injured. And, I mean, again, we're Toronto Blue Jays fans, and I'm watching right now that exact same thing happen where it's one injury has led to the overworking of somebody else, which is then leading to them getting injured. And, of course, we don't have the same offense that LA does, but, still, this is something that can snowball. I still think the LA Dodgers are phenomenal. I still think that they are arguably the best team in baseball right now, although, maybe those New York Mets or Chicago Cubs are giving them a run for their money in the National League. But LA Dodgers still phenomenal. You would like to see some of these names come back, though, and that tail blow, that does hurt. It
hurts a little bit, but I'm a believer. I've seen it time and time again. They're a different organization, man. They can sustain this, and I feel good that they will. And they're going to be back, and they're going to be dominating it again. But if you believe that the LA Dodgers are going to be dominating and they're still going to win the National League, then you can bet on it on Betway. Hit your picks and knock it out of the park with Betway. Scan your code on the screen or click the link in the details to join the action. They're still the favorites, of course. 2.4 times your money is the multiplier if they end up coming out with the National League title.
Man, I don't know. Like, genuinely, I'm actually not sure if I would do that.
Because they're so skewering, because I bet everybody's betting it. And then Vegas is adjusting the lines.
Exactly. And, you think of it like, if they were in the American League, sure, I'm smashing it. I am smashing it, dude. But in that National League, Chicago's good. New York is good. I mean, Philly is still Philly, right? And fuck, the Padres, the Giants.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of good teams out there.
You know what's crazy? The Padres, who are literally second in that NL West and have very good players on their team, like Fernando Tatis up there in MVP race, is 12 times your money if you bet on them to win the National League. Little sidebar there. This isn't a Padres podcast, but dang, that's pretty good odds.
I know the Dodger fans tuning in right now are thinking, "What the
hell
fuck
have we
is
trusted
going
these
on?"
guys?
But folks, you let us know what you think about all the stuff that we talked about. Are the LA Dodgers going to weather the storm just fine? Probably. And who's your MVP? I am thinking right now it should be Shohei Ohtani. Hit that like, smash that subscribe button. We will catch you in the next one.
Cheers.